Arachnophobia, the fear of spiders, affects approximately 5% of the global population. Those of you who suffer from it will be all too familiar with the sensation of the hairs on your neck standing to attention whenever you catch a glimpse of something dark running across your floor. In most parts of the Western world, you're lucky not to have to deal with anything much bigger than your hand. But what if you bumped into a spider that was as big as a dog, or even as big as you? Greetings from the Witch House. I am your host, Dr. Gallo. Please take a moment to subscribe and give this a thumbs up. I promise I don't bite much. Legends of giant spiders have persisted for centuries and been used to terrorize fans of everything from The Lord of the Rings to Harry Potter, in print and on celluloid. The infamous spider pit scene from Merian C. Cooper's 1933 production of King Kong was cut because it was deemed too terrifying for viewers, although the storyboard was brought to life in 2005's production by Peter Jackson. The first recorded sighting of the Fofi, the giant Congolese spider, was in the 1890s by missionary Arthur John Symes as he carried out his work near Lake Nyassa. Two of Symes' men became entangled in a great web, and as they struggled, they alerted something terrifying, which scuttled from the undergrowth toward them. A pair of huge brown spiders, each some 4 feet in length. Symes managed to free his men and shot one of the spiders with his pistol, which allowed all 3 of them to make good their escape. But Symes, bitten on the arm, quickly deteriorated. He became deathly pale and began to sweat and shiver profusely, before becoming delirious, and, eventually, falling into a coma from which he did not awaken. As recently as 2010, cryptozoologist William J. Gibbons heard stories of the Fofi during an expedition to the Congo, as he made contact with the Baka natives.
They described a spider that is generally brown in colour with a purple mark on the abdomen. They grow to quite an enormous size, with a leg span of at least 5 feet. The giant arachnids weave together a lair made of leaves similar in shape to a traditional pygmy hut, and spin a circular web, said to be very strong, between 2 trees, with a strand stretched across a game trail. These giant ground dwellers prey on the diminutive forest antelope, birds, and other small game, and are said to be extremely dangerous, not to mention highly venomous. They are said to lay white, peanut-sized eggs in a cluster, and the pygmies give them a wide berth when encountered, but have killed them in the past. The giant spiders were once very common, but are now a rare sight.
Less frequent sightings are down to the creature's dwindling population, as locals claim deforestation destroys the homes of the spiders and those of their prey. But perhaps a lack of food and shrinking habitat has forced the Fofi to look farther afield. We've all heard the horror stories about 8-legged beasties turning up in crates of bananas from faraway lands. All it takes is one to scurry off into a garden shed and adapt, feeding on mice and birds, until it gets big enough to need more sizable prey to sustain itself.